one of the areas of one of the seasons of my life, and it's actually a season that I'm still in, is my story or my season of infertility. But I wanted to, so that's very broad, and there's so much that I can write about the season of my life. So, but if I just went on and on and on and on and kind of gave you the story of from when it started to now, I would be writing thousands of words and I wouldn't have a clear purpose. There would be so many things I've learned. There would be so many stories I could tell. There would be so many scriptures that I've had to hold on to. There's been so many memories. So I would be all over the place and you would be reading a really long biography. And that's not what we're doing. We're kind of honing in and we're going to focus on just a few things. And really, we're going to focus on just one thing from each. And some of these, there's a little more wiggle room, but really we're going to focus on one truth we learned, one or two scriptures, and one smaller story within the bigger story. So for an example, my story of infertility. So this is just the brainstorming process, okay? You're not going to choose what you're actually going to write about. We're going to do that in the next step. Here, we're just going to start brainstorming what are the different stories that I can tell within this process. One is a story of adoption. One is a story of surrender. It was a surrender to that desire I had. One was a prophetic promise that I got, and I see a typo there. What about some scriptures or Bible stories? These are all scriptures. Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you. Good plans, plans to prosper you. Be still and know that I am God. So several other scriptures. And now what are the things that I have learned in this now 6-year season of infertility for my husband and I is, I've had to learn that to wait on God's timing. I've had to learn what trust and surrender looks like. And I have a better understanding of the sovereignty of God. But those are all really big revelations. And if I were to tackle them all at the same time, again, there wouldn't be quite a bit of a focus. And then here are some memories. The memory of a negative pregnancy test. And in here, you'll see these in a devotional I'm going to show in a moment. And then what are some of the people or places that are part of these memories or as part of this greater story? And I've just got some here. Obviously, my husband is a part of this story as well. It's his story of infertility just as much as mine. And so this is an example of what your story map will look like once you've taken that broader story and started to prayerfully think about it, think about all the different components, all the different facets, all the different things you've learned. And this could be done not just with a story, but with a season of life. This process can be done with a scripture that means a lot to you. You can kind of work backwards. This can be done with a truth that you want to share about. Maybe it's about God's goodness. Well, what are some of the stories about God's goodness in your life what are the stories in your life that you've learned about God's goodness? What are some scriptures you've stood on? What are some memories you have? So this is such an integral process, and it's a process that we really follow whenever I write a devotional, whenever I write a story. I use this process to help organize it. All right.